If you are studying IGNOU the Master of Arts in Human Values and Ethics, there is one course that decides whether your degree closes or stays open. It is MHUP-014, the Dissertation/Project. And here is the fact most students discover far too late. MHUP-014 carries 8 credits. That makes it the single heaviest course in the entire MAHUE program. Heavier than any theory paper you have written so far. Every other course in MAHUE is worth 6 credits or 4 credits. Only the dissertation is worth 8. Treat it like a long assignment and the mismatch will show in your marks. In this video, you will get the complete MHUP-014 route, from the first idea to the final Viva, where the project sits in your structure, what an ethics dissertation actually is, how to build the proposal, how to design the study, how to write the chapters, how to submit, and how it is evaluated. I am BK Sani, founder of Shri Chakradhar Education and IGNOUMAHUE.com. Since 2010, our team has guided IGNOU students across every school of study, and every fact in this video is taken from the official IGNOU MAHUE course structure and the standard IGNOU project rules. Where a figure is not yet published officially, I would say so clearly instead of guessing. Let us start with the program itself, because the project only makes sense once you see where it sits. MAHUE is offered by the School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies, usually written as SOITS. It is a 2-year open and distance learning master's degree in Human Values and Ethics. Eligibility is any graduate. The medium of instruction is English. Minimum duration is 24 months and maximum duration is 48 months. The program fee listed on the official page is 8,000 rupees per year for national students. The design of MAHUE follows the National Education Policy 2020, and it deliberately blends classical Indian knowledge systems with modern applied ethics in governance, business, education, and media. That blend matters because it shapes what kind of dissertation topic will be accepted. Now the course structure. Year 1 has 7 theory courses, each of 6 credits. MHU-001, Universal Human Values. MHU-002, Human Values in Various Indian Philosophy. MHU-003, Philosophy of Human Being. MHU-004, Values and Decision Making. MHU-005, Fundamental of Ethics. MHU-006, Social and Environmental Ethics. And MHU-007, Research and Innovation Ethics. Year 2 carries 6 more courses and then the project. MHU-008, Values and Ethics in Education and Media, 6 credits. MHU-009, Resolving Ethical Dilemma, 6 credits. MHU-010, Values and Ethics in Leadership and Governance, 6 credits. MHU-011, Business Ethics and CSR, 4 credits. MHU-012, Ethics in Professional Fields, 6 credits. MHU-013, Cross-Cultural Aspects of Values and Ethics, 4 credits. And finally, MHUP-014, Dissertation/Project, 8 credits in Year 2. Add the official course credits together, and MAHUE comes to 82 credits, of which the dissertation alone carries 8. Here is a code trap worth remembering. The last theory course is MHU-013. There is no MHU-014. The project code carries an extra P for project. It is MHUP-014. Write MHU-014 on a proposal form or an envelope, and your paperwork can sit unmatched in a file. Always write the full code MHUP-014, exactly as the university prints it. Now the question that decides everything else. What is an ethics dissertation actually supposed to be? This is where most MAHUE students go wrong. They read the word ethics and assume the project is a long philosophical essay about right and wrong. It is not. MHUP-014 is a dissertation. A dissertation needs a defined research problem, stated objectives, a method, evidence analysis, and a conclusion drawn from that evidence. Your opinion on morality is not evidence. You still write about values and ethics. The difference is that you study how values actually operate in a real setting, with real people, real documents, or real cases, instead of only arguing what values ought to be. There are 3 workable routes for an ethics dissertation. Route 1 is empirical. You survey or interview a defined group about ethical practice, dilemmas, or awareness. Route 2 is case-based. You take a documented organization, policy, or incident and analyze it against a stated ethical framework. Route 3 is textual or comparative. You compare how 2 traditions, codes, or policy documents treat one ethical question. Whichever route you choose, the same rule applies. There must be material outside your own head that a reader can check. That single test separates a passing dissertation from a rejected essay. Now let me point you at something inside your own syllabus that almost every MAHUE student overlooks. Look again at Year 1. MHU-007 is called Research and Innovation Ethics. Students treat it as one more theory paper to clear. It is not. It is your preparation for MHUP-014. That course gives you the vocabulary the examiner expects to see: informed consent, confidentiality, conflict of interest, research integrity, responsible conduct of research. So before you start writing, go back to your MHU-007 material on IGNOU and read it as a methods handbook, not as exam preparation. Students who do this write noticeably stronger proposals. Next, choosing the topic. I will keep this tight because topic selection has its own dedicated video on this channel, and I do not want to repeat it here. For MHUP-014, a good topic passes 4 tests. It sits clearly inside human values and ethics, not inside general management or general sociology. It names a specific group, place, or set of documents. The evidence is reachable by you within 1 session, and it can be stated in 1 sentence without the word interesting. Let me show you the narrowing with a live example that I will carry through the rest of this video. Start too wide. G. Ethics in Education. That is a syllabus heading, not a topic. Narrow once. Ethical decision-making by school teachers. Better but still unbounded. Narrow again with a real ethical tension. How teachers handle student data privacy. Then fix the population and place. Final title: A study of ethical decision-making among government school teachers in handling student data privacy in Ludhiana district. Specific group, specific ethical issue, specific boundary. That is an approvable MHUP-014 title. Notice what this title connects to: Values in Education from MHU-008, Decision-Making from MHU-004, and Research Ethics from MHU-007. An examiner can see the program inside the topic. FAQ. Now, your supervisor. No IGNOU dissertation moves without one. Across IGNOU master's programs, a project supervisor is normally expected to hold a postgraduate qualification in a relevant discipline, along with several years of teaching, research, or professional experience in the field. Academic counselors of the program and faculty members are the safest choices. For MAHUE, relevant means philosophy, ethics, education, public administration, management with an ethics or CSR background, or a related applied field. The exact eligibility wording for MHUP-014 must be confirmed from your own program guide or from the SOITS program coordinator, because MAHUE is a newer program and its project handbook is not widely circulated yet. One rule is standard across IGNOU, and you should assume it applies. A proposal that arrives without the supervisor's complete, signed biodata is not processed. It is not rejected on merit. It is simply not considered. And if your supervisor changes at any stage, the proposal usually has to be submitted again on a fresh form with the new supervisor's signature, and it is treated as a new proposal. So choose a supervisor who will actually stay with you for a full session. Next, the synopsis. Again, deliberately brief because our IGNOU synopsis video teaches the full format section by section. For MHUP-014, your proposal should carry the title, an introduction that frames the ethical problem, a short review of relevant literature, clear objectives, research questions, the method, the sampling plan, the ethical safeguards, the chapter plan, a timeline and references. Two things separate an approved ethics proposal from a returned one. First, the objectives must be verbs you can actually perform. To examine, to compare, to assess, not to explore the deeper meaning of. Second, the ethical safeguards must be written into the proposal itself, not added later. In a values and ethics dissertation, the examiner is reading how you treat your respondents as part of your competence. Submit the proposal with the approval pro forma and the supervisor's biodata. Keep a copy of everything, and do not begin data collection until you receive approval in writing. Work done before approval is work you may have to do twice. Now, research design in the language of a value study. Quantitative suits awareness, frequency and comparison, a structured questionnaire, a defined sample, simple descriptive statistics and one or two comparisons. Qualitative suits reasoning and dilemma, semi-structured interviews, a small purposive sample and thematic analysis. For our Ludhiana example, a mixed approach fits well. A short questionnaire to roughly 100 teachers on data handling practice, followed by 10 to 12 interviews on the dilemmas they face when a parent, a colleague, or an official asks for a child's information. Keep the statistics honest and simple. Percentages, averages, a cross-tabulation, and a chi-square test only if your data genuinely supports one. An 8-credit dissertation is judged on clear reasoning, not on borrowed complexity. Now the part that is unique to your program. Research ethics in an ethics dissertation is not a formality. In most programs, the ethics paragraph is a box to tick. In MAHUE, it is assessed content. A study about ethical conduct that was itself collected carelessly fails on its own terms, and an examiner from this discipline will notice immediately. So build these in and write them down. Written or recorded informed consent, permission from the institution before approaching staff or students, anonymity in every quotation and table, the right to withdraw, stated to every respondent, secure storage of raw data, no leading questions, no fabricated or adjusted responses, and full, honest citation of every source you used. If your topic involves minors, as our school example does, be extra careful. Study the teachers and the institutional practice, and do not collect data directly from children unless you have written institutional permission and a clear ethical justification. Now, the dissertation structure. A standard IGNOU master's dissertation runs in 5 chapters, and that shape works well for MHUP-014. Chapter 1. Introduction. Background. The ethical problem, significance, scope and limitations, and definitions of your key terms such as privacy, consent, and professional ethics. Chapter 2. Review of literature, Indian and international work on your issue, the ethical frameworks you're applying, and the gap your study fills. Draw on your own syllabus here. Citing course concepts from your MHU courses shows program alignment. Chapter 3. Research methodology, design, universe, sample and sampling method, tools, data collection procedure, Analysis Plan, Ethical Considerations and Limitations. Chapter 4, Data Analysis and Interpretation. Tables and figures, each one interpreted in words and the ethical reading of what the pattern means. A table without interpretation earns nothing. Chapter 5, Findings, Conclusion and Recommendations. Objective by objective findings, the conclusion drawn strictly from your data, practical recommendations, and the scope for further research. Around those 5 chapters sit the preliminary pages and the end matter, cover page, title page, the supervisor's certificate, your declaration of originality, acknowledgement, table of contents, list of tables and figures, then references and appendices with your tools and your approved proposal. On formatting, I will keep it short because our IGNOU project format video covers the page setup in full. The usual expectation is A4 paper, a standard serif font at 12 point, 1.5 or double line spacing, proper margins, continuous page numbers, and one consistent referencing style such as APA throughout. Now submission. The pattern across IGNOU master's programs is consistent. The proposal goes to the approving authority named in your program guide, which for SOITS programs is usually the program coordinator or the program study center. The completed report then goes to the address named for report submission, which for many programs is the registrar, Student Evaluation Division, IGNOU, Maidan Garhi, New Delhi 10068. For MHUP-014, you must confirm both addresses from your own MAHUE program guide or from your regional center before you post anything. Do not copy an address from another program's website. That is one of the most common reasons a project goes missing. Practical submission discipline. Bind the report properly. Attach a copy of the approved proposal inside. Write the course code MHUP-014 and the program name clearly on the envelope. Keep one full photocopy for yourself, because submitted reports are not returned and you will need it at the Viva. On timing, IGNOU generally links project evaluation to the term-end examination cycles, with reports submitted by around the end of May counted with the June cycle, and reports submitted by around the end of November counted with the December cycle. Treat those as the working rhythm and confirm the exact dates for your session on the official website. Next, the Viva Voce. For most IGNOU master's dissertations, a Viva is conducted after evaluation, usually at or through your regional center, by an examiner who did not supervise you. Whether a formal Viva is scheduled for MHUP-014 in your session should be confirmed with your regional center. Prepare 5 answers and you will handle almost any question. Why this topic? Why this method? What exactly did you find? How did you protect your respondents? And what would you do differently? In an ethics Viva, expect one more. An examiner may hand you a dilemma from your own findings and ask how you would resolve it. Answer using a named framework from your syllabus rather than personal feeling. Now, evaluation and passing. IGNOU project courses are normally evaluated out of 100 marks, and for master's level programs, the minimum requirement is generally 40%. Where a project has separate report and Viva components, many programs require the minimum in each component separately, not only in the total. The exact mark distribution between report and Viva for MHUP-014 is not published on the public course page, so confirm it from your program guide. I would rather tell you that honestly than quote a number that is not official. What examiners consistently reward in an ethics dissertation is a clearly defined problem, a method that matches the objectives, evidence that is genuinely yours, ethical handling that is visible on the page, and a conclusion that does not overclaim. And remember the structural point from the start of this video, MAHUE and the postgraduate diploma. PGDHUE share the same subject area, but the diploma has no dissertation. MHUP-014 is what makes yours a master's degree. Before we close, the mistakes that cost MAHUE students the most time: writing a moral essay instead of a study, using the wrong code, MHU-014 instead of MHUP-014, sending the proposal without the supervisor's signed biodata, starting data collection before written approval, copying an address from another program, presenting tables with no interpretation, leaving the ethics section to the last page, missing the session window and losing 6 months, and keeping no photocopy of the submitted report. Now, the question students actually ask before they start: is the MAHUE degree valid for jobs? Yes. IGNOU is a central university and its degrees are recognized at par with those of other Indian universities. So an MAHUE Masters is valid wherever a master's degree in the humanities or social sciences is accepted. Is the project worth the effort? At 8 credits, it is roughly a quarter of your second-year workload, so the effort is not optional. More usefully, it is the only part of your degree where you produce original work under your own name. Where does it actually help? Ethics and compliance roles, CSR and sustainability teams, value education and teacher training, policy and governance research, media and research ethics support, and admission to an MPhil or PhD where a completed dissertation is real evidence of research capability. Can I do it while working full-time? Yes, and many students do. The realistic requirement is around 6 to 8 focused weekends across one session, provided your topic is narrow and your data is reachable. A wide topic is what destroys working students, not a busy job. A few more quick answers. Can I choose my own topic? Yes. IGNOU does not issue a ready-made approved topic list for MHUP-014. You propose, and your supervisor and the approving authority accept or ask for changes. Can my workplace be the study setting? Usually yes, and it often makes access easier, provided you obtain written permission and declare your role, since studying your own organization raises a conflict of interest that you must disclose. Can the dissertation be purely theoretical? A comparative or textual study can be acceptable, but it still needs defined sources, a stated framework, and systematic analysis. An opinion piece will not pass at 8 credits. How long should it be? No universal page count is published for MHUP-014. A well-argued 8-credit dissertation typically runs to a substantial report of several chapters. But you must confirm the required length with your supervisor and program guide rather than trusting a number from a blog. Let us recap the 6 things that matter most. 1. MHUP-014 is 8 credits, the heaviest course in MAHUE. 2. The code has a P. 3. It is a research dissertation, not a moral essay. 4. MHU-007 is your built-in methods course, so use it. 5. Research ethics is assessed content in this program, not a formality. 6. Nothing begins until the proposal is approved in writing. And always verify the program-specific details, the approval authority, the submission address, the mark split and the session dates from ignou.ac.in, from Samarth, or directly from your regional center. MAHUE is a newer program and its documentation is still being rolled out. For the full synopsis format, the page setup rules and the topic selection process, watch the dedicated videos linked in the description. Written guides and free samples are on ignouproject.com. And for personal help with your MHUP-014 work, you can message our team on WhatsApp at +9 1935 46 37830. If this helped, subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education so the next IGNOU project guide reaches you first. Write your topic idea in the comments and we will tell you whether it is narrow enough. This is BK Sani. Build it honestly, defend it clearly, and finish your degree.